Did you know that a self-taught genius once built an entire clock from memory, predicted a solar eclipse, and helped design Washington, D.C., yet his name is barely mentioned in history? This is the story of Benjamin Banneker, a man whose brilliance has been overshadowed for too long. In today's video, we'll uncover the shocking and fascinating life of this forgotten American hero. The self-taught genius Benjamin Banneker's journey to brilliance started with almost no formal education. In a time when opportunities for African Americans were nearly non-existent, Banneker taught himself mathematics, astronomy, and engineering. This self-taught genius took on challenges that most people could never imagine. One of his most incredible achievements? He built a fully functioning wooden clock that worked for over 40 years. And here's the kicker, he made it from memory, after studying a borrowed pocket watch. How's that for innovation? In 1789, Banneker did something that would shake the scientific community. He accurately predicted a solar eclipse. Here's the twist, at the time, even some of the most recognized astronomers got it wrong. Banneker, however, used his own calculations, proving that his understanding of astronomy was top-notch. This achievement wasn't just about getting the math right, it showed that brilliance could come from unexpected places. Imagine being a self-taught African-American astronomer in the 18th century and outsmarting some of the biggest names in science. This was Benjamin Banneker, the hero behind Washington, D.C. Many people know that Pierre L'Enfant was the original architect behind the design of Washington, D.C. But what they don't know is that when L'Enfant quit the project and took the city plans with him, it was Benjamin Banneker who saved the day. Banneker, using only his memory, recreated the plans for the nation's capital. Imagine the pressure! One mistake, and the layout of the country's most important city would have been lost. Yet, Banneker pulled it off flawlessly, cementing his role in one of the most important moments of American history. Challenging Thomas Jefferson, Banneker wasn't just a scientific genius, he had the courage to challenge some of the most powerful people in America. In a bold move, he wrote a letter to Thomas Jefferson, calling out the hypocrisy of slavery in a country built on freedom. And he didn't stop there, he sent Jefferson his published almanac, showcasing his astronomical calculations, weather predictions, and essays. Banneker's message was clear, the intellectual capacity of Black Americans was being severely underestimated, and he was living proof of it. This was a direct challenge to the ideas that held slavery in place. The almanac that astonished America from 1792 to 1797, Banneker published a widely respected almanac, filled with astronomical predictions, weather forecasts, and even anti-slavery essays. His almanac wasn't just a scientific achievement, it was a platform for Banneker to make his voice heard on social issues. People from all over the country read his work, and it became a symbol of what could be achieved through perseverance and intellect. Banneker proved that anyone, regardless of race, could contribute meaningfully to society. A forgotten legacy rediscovered despite his incredible contributions, Banneker's story was largely forgotten after his death. For over a century, his name faded from the history books, overshadowed by other figures. It wasn't until much later that historians rediscovered his legacy, bringing his genius back into the spotlight. But the question remains, why was someone as brilliant as Benjamin Banneker forgotten in the first place? In a world that tends to celebrate certain heroes, Banneker's story reminds us that history often overlooks some of its brightest stars. From building clocks to predicting eclipses, designing cities, and challenging the institution of slavery, his legacy is one of brilliance and courage. If you're as inspired by Banneker's story as we are, hit that subscribe button and dive deeper into the incredible, untold stories of history with us. Don't let his legacy be forgotten, spread the word, and let's keep celebrating the forgotten heroes who shaped the world.